Hey folks, welcome back! And guys, it is finally time for a regional phenomena. I know I have been talking about this for a while now, and it is finally to get some, the work done. So now, before I get too far into things, I just wanted to point out this snow quill set. It's available for purchase here in Rito Village. And just to kind of show you on the map where we're at, what we're doing, and in case you're wondering how you get over here in the first place, you'll find there's a campfire over here. And folks, there's plenty of pine cones. Simply toss one into the fire. Good strong updraft, that'll get you over and across safe and sound. Alright, so yeah, the snow quill set here, it's kind of expensive, about 2,000 for the entire set. So we don't really need it per se. It does have that unfreezable set bonus, which some folks might find helpful, in this quest line. There are some freeze me enemies along the way. Some ice arrow wielders, also those little rock monsters that'll freeze you. Ice bats, etc. Alright folks, but you don't need it, so as long as you've got a ruby shield and you've got the archaic worm greaves, you are good to go. In case you're wondering where I found those, and those are absolutely free, right over here at your friendly Great Sky Island. Right here on the top, you'll find like a big hollow tree stump there. Go on inside, you'll see a treasure chest containing your greaves. Alright, so that is a free way to, get your cold protection up. Now you notice I'm not taking cold damage with just the shield equipped, but at some point the temperature will, drop even more, and then we'll need that higher level of protection. Alright folks, so once you get through that quest line, now just in case, you get here in your game and all these folks, these NPCs aren't standing here, there are some prerequisites to do the regional phenomenons. So that is going to be over here at King's Landing. You're going to have to talk to Pura, and you're going to have to do some things for her, like go get the paraglider, go find the soldier, etc. And then I think that leads into the depths, the chem work in the depths. After all that's done, you got to, talk to Pura again and do the sky tower, I think. And once you get your first map, then you can go back and talk to Pura. That should open up the regional phenomenons. Alright folks, now there is a lot to kind of pin out for you on the map here, but I don't have the map just yet. So what I like to do is just go all the way to the top of Rito Village here, grab a couple of cheeky ascend points, and we're going to go all the way to the top. Reason being, it's a nice easy flight over the Skyview Tower, and I'll get the map, and we'll be a little bit more productive that way with what we're doing and where we're going. Alright folks, so perched out on the perch, we've got a Korok seed. Might as well get her done early. Alright, now, again, this is just a real easy flight, and there's no puzzle over there. It's just, you walk right in the front door, you open it up, and you activate the deal and shoot yourself out of there like the circus. Now, if you go down there on foot, you might have some, I don't know, that, thorny vines, I guess they're called. Simply burn those out of the way and you'll be good to go. Alright folks, and once we got our map, I like to head, what is this, southeast? Never eat shredded wheat. Yeah, southeast. I had it right the first time. I know, some people say never eat soggy waffles, but some people like soggy waffles. Nobody likes shredded wheat. Alright guys, I'll show you on the map where we're at and what we are doing. So I just got my Skyview Tower there. As you can see, southeast of the tower, I'm heading right for this little piece of land. There's a Korok seed hiding under there. Bad boy nest right here I'm interested in. We got ourselves a Hudson Puzzle right about here. Another bad boy nest with a treasure chest on top. And that's already flashing, so I'm not going to pin that, but there is a Korok seed there as well as some other lootables. And guys, there's also a sticking point for the quest here. Tulin is actually way up here on Talonto Peak or whatever. So he's not going to be there unless you talk to the NPC that is that yellow flashing light. He's the only one that you absolutely have to talk to, but if you don't, it will hard break the quest. Alright folks, enough rambling about that. I've got another Korok seed right about here. There is a shrine, actually, before I go that direction, I'm going to go over here to Korok Seed. There's also another cave over here, but I'm not sure exactly where it is, but that'll get me close. Alright, so now let's see if I can sneak in here and get my Korok without alerting them. Doesn't look like they're asleep. Which is kind of odd, it is late at night. Huh, all of them are awake. I guess this is the nest that don't sleep. Alright, before I actually go tackling them, I'm going to climb up here. Now, folks, Brad6360 brought something up in comments recently, and I kind of realized I wasn't really talking a lot about it. You know, I have said, you know, make sure you're killing everything and collecting everything, which, you know, yes, but more specifically, if you come across the elemental stuff, like the lizzles, the bats, anything elemental for that matter, and they don't drop the parts, like notice I didn't get the tail that time. So what you can actually do is reload a save point. I should have gotten one at my Korok Seed there, or you know, you can drop a manual save right there. But one way or another, you can reload that save and give it another go. You know, try killing them again and see if you get your monster part. You should at that point. If you don't, you can do it again, pretty much until you do get your monster part. So, you know, it's important to really kind of talk a little bit more in detail about that, because, and it's a good point, you know, when you get to the end and you want to upgrade your suits, it's really a bad day when you find out from the fairy that you needed, like, you know, a gazillion of these things when you could have been scooping up all along. So, you know, I'm always ever mindful of rupee collecting in my games, and I'm also ever mindful of monster part collecting in my games, and that's the reason. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have everything you're going to need all the time, but boy, you know, just reloading a save here and there, that'll give you a real good head start, if not, you know, complete what you need for that suit upgrade. Oh man, I couldn't go sideways. I don't know what's going on with my controller here. I keep saying I need a new one. Those are really only good for heart replenishment. Those Hudson meals. I normally just end up eating them to clear my inventory. But that time one actually came in handy. Alright guys, you can see I picked up a royal bow there. Now, I'm getting royal weapon drops in my game because my enemies have progressed to that. So, you know, if you come up here and you're just not getting the good weapons, you know, don't sweat it. Just keep killing stuff. Continue, you know, everything you can. Everything you come across, kill, kill, kill. And at some point, you'll see those enemies progressing. You'll get silver bobkins, silver moblins, silver lizzles, and, you know, eventually silver moblin, silver linels, I mean. I thought there was a treasure chest out here. So yeah, the silver enemies are important. Not as important as Breath of the Wild. In Breath of the Wild, I really did that for cash flow, getting the gemstones out of them. But in this game, it's still important because that's your weapon progression. So, you know, if you're getting, say, a soldier's broadsword in a chest that I opened that was a royal broadsword, that's linked to those silver enemies. So again, you progress those by killing stuff. Get that KO, score up, go out and kill, you know, bodkins, lizzles, moblins, everything you see, kill it. Collect those monster parts. But then, you know, if you can get into the boss enemies like the Hinox, the moblins, or the Lionels, I keep calling Lionels moblins, and I can't understand why. I guess because a friend of mine was over recently, and she called a Lionel a zebra horse. So yeah, guys, in an effort to untangle my mind from the name zebra horse, I tend to forget what the heck they're called now somehow. So anyway, yeah, silver Lionels is going to be the best of the best, so everything that levels will be, you know, as good as it's ever going to get. That attack power-up is usually what I really like, but, you know, sometimes durability comes in handy. For example, a rock hammer. I like the quick shot on bows. I really like the 5 burst spreads on the bows. Or attack power-up for that matter. Alright, folks, so here we go. It is fun time. I am going to cause a border dispute. Check this out. I'm going to show you exactly where I'm at. So as soon as those things burn down, they are going to go at each other. It is like watching football. Did you see that, Chuck? The constructs came in with flaming freaking weapons. You can say that again, Bob, but beware. I think those Bobkins have an ice weapon out there somewhere. I don't know, Chuck. I only see a couple really going at it. There's a whole bunch of Bobkins just hanging out by the campfire. That's not being a very good team player, Chuck. You can say that again, Bob. Alright, guys, this fight is probably going to go on for a while. And I just like to do that, you know, when they're out there killing themselves, I'm not damaging my weapons. That's the way I look at that. So that's why I use Muddle Buds in situations like this, but... You know, in this case, you had 2 opposing enemies, so you might as well take advantage of the situation. Save yourself the Muddle Bud. Okay, our treasure chests should be right up top side here. Oh, those dudes are just hanging out. And you know, that I'm thinking about it, that that's a Captain 4 construct. I don't know that we've seen that yet in my game, but that thing is beefy, guys. That thing, it's tough to kill. It's got some health. And he's up against 2 silver Bobkins. That's probably a pretty fair fight. Although that one's got that stupid wind weapon. Now, that's a Rito weapon. That's the, whatever they call that, the... I can never remember the name of that stupid sword. It's that little dagger thing that is in this region. So in Tears of the Kingdom here, that actually shoots a wind gust. Kind of like that... Nah, I forget the name of that. That Ego sword, the 2-hander. That kind of shoots the sword out a little ways. I did it in my Barbarian Armor video, and now it's just eluding me for the life of me. I can't think of the name. Wind Cleaver. Wow! I had to work hard to pull that name out. The Wind Cleaver. So yeah, it's kind of like that, only it doesn't do damage. So the Wind Cleaver actually would damage. But this thing, you know, unless you're actually hitting him with the blade itself, it doesn't do damage. It just kind of tosses them around a bit. I don't normally stock those, but I will pick one up, you know, just to get it broken. I'd rather have that, you know, spawning in the depths for a pristine version than, oh, I don't know, say a Traveler Sword. Whoa, I got company! And that was funny, his wind effect actually hit his buddy there instead of me. That worked out. Alright, there should be, yep. I better put him on ice. Okay, I still got a couple left there. Oh, royal weaponry too. It's another reason I really like this bad boy nest. Lots and lots of royal stuff. And you know what? I know I have been beating that thing up like super good. And I know I have to waste a sapphire, but you know, I hate the thought of not having a good, strong, working ice shield even more, so sapphire it is. Oh, I guess I gotta equip the right shield, huh? Oh! It didn't take long. Durability. Alright, not great, and it has durability, which is really not great. Because I want to break that, not use it, and that would just take it longer to break. Okay, now I don't have the right shield equipped, that's why I'm taking cold damage right now. And he came over to say hello. Whoops. As long as he didn't pick up that wind cleaver, I should be okay to perfect dodge. That's another bad thing about that Rito sword, or whatever it's called. The feathered edge. That was another one that was tough to pull. Feathered edge. Feather's edge. What? Feathered edge. Yeah, I'm gonna forget that in 10 seconds. Alright guys, not really much else going on here. Just the bad boys, their weapons is really all I was interested in, and of course their monster parts. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I think we're good. Alright, so from here I'm gonna head right toward that yellow flashing light. That is going to be my point of interest to make sure that the quest works properly. And I know, all these, like, tree stumps and stuff laying around. Looks like there should be korok seeds in there, but there's not. Bugs me every time. Alright guys, I mentioned there were a lot of lootables around here, so take a moment, walk around, pick up your goods. There's also a korok seed on top of a cabin here. Alright, in addition to, you know, just the normal run-of-the-mill stuff, you've also got some free oil jars in here. And here's the guy you absolutely got to talk to, Justin Bieber. And guys, I can't say that enough, you know, I'll probably say it a few times throughout the video just to make sure people catch that, because I know folks like to skip around at times. I'll probably say it, you know, again when I get up to Tulin. In the event he's not standing here, go see Justin Bieber. Alright guys, now on this area, I'm going to kind of go up the divot here, or whatever that is, the rut. But I'm going to detour and go left first for that red marker. Reason being is there's a lot of loot points kind of along the way there. A lot of ice fruits, a lot of enemies, weapons, a couple of caves even. So yeah, all in all, just good loot spots. Not to mention we'll be hitting more korok seeds along the way up. I don't know about y'all, but I really hate running on the snow. Kind of makes me feel like I'm sinking or not breathing right or something. I don't know. It just feels claustrophobic. It's an uneasy feeling. Guess that's what I was going for more than anything. Alright, so now there is a side quest attached to these rocks, and you can talk to him now, or you can talk to him after you blow up the wall. But one way or another, you won't get your rupees unless you talk to him. And he's going to want most, if not all, of those rocks cleared out of the way. If there's too many left, it'll not work. Okay, so apparently that was enough. If that doesn't happen, just, you know, throw another bomb in there and break more of those boulders and you'll be good to go. Wow, a ruby? Nice. And I have been using the heck out of this rock hammer. I'm half contemplating whether or not I should pick up one of these. Unless their attack power or, you know, durability upped. Probably no good. It was worth checking them out. Alright, so more NPCs to talk to, and guys, check all these fishing ponds in these caves. There's a lot, you know, speaking of making sure you're getting collectibles, My best advice is just kill everything you can, collect everything you can, everything the game throws at you, collect it. Especially these chillfin trout that are here in these caves. And that's going to be a side quest in Rito Village. You're going to need some of those for that. Amongst other things, but... It is a... it is an opportunity to collect a bunch along this quest line here. Alright, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Now, I think we got to go up to get out. I'm going to ascend at this point to get out. And there's actually going to be another ice lizzle when I pop up. So, you know, again, it might be a good save the game point. Make sure you get that monster part. So I like to ascend right there where that bubble frog was. No tail, strike 2. So, you know, like I said, guys, if I was playing for myself, I would take the time to do all that, but I don't feel right doing it in a walkthrough. So at some point, you know, I'll just kind of go around and farm. I might even do a video on that, because I know, you know, some nice little areas, especially in the desert, when, you know, by night they're ice and by day they're fire. So I'm thinking, you know, that might be a worthy video there. And also, you know, of course, talk about the pains of getting the tails. Amongst other things, you know, eyeballs, bat wings, things like that. I'll probably demonstrate that reload save until I get parts. It's a little harder when you're doing like 2 or 3 lizzles in one little spot. You can actually, you know, kill one. If it doesn't drop a tail, reload save. Go back and try it again, kill one, until that one does drop a tail. And then you can save the game again, believe it or not. And then reload that save and it'll be down to 2 lizzles. And then, you know, do the same thing. Kill one of them. Reload save until he actually drops the tail. And then once he does, save the game again. And then do the exact same thing with the last lizzle standing. So really, you could get 3 tails every time you see a cluster of 3 like that. Or 2 if there's only 2, or whatever the case may be. You know, just might be a little tedious with that whole game saving thing. It gets kind of old after a while. But you gotta do what you gotta do, and you need your monster parts for a suit upgrade. Alright folks, so as I mentioned, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of move along at this point. Now there is an NPC down here. You absolutely can speak to her, and she'll give you a little more storyline. She'll kind of point the way up this channel here. But again, you don't have to talk to her. It was only Justin Bieber we had to talk to. Okay, now this Bobkin, try not to shoot him in the backpack if he's walking away from you. Reason being is you'll pop a lot of his ice fruits, so... I tend to, you know, salvage him better if I only get his body shot, not the backpack. Okay, now he's got one of those stupid wind weapons. The Feathered Edge. I am never forgetting that name now. Of course I say that. Oh, and I really need to make more ice chew jelly. I'm getting low on ice chew jelly. That is my go-to for ice arrows. And folks, I found a real good way here to make them without sacrificing one to make more. You know, normally you have to throw, you know, 10 down on the ground, then toss one out. So you have to sacrifice one to get 10, so you're only really making 9 at a time. But I found a way up here in the ice region to do it where you don't have to sacrifice anything, so it's pretty cool. In fact, that's going to be in one of these caves here coming up. Okay, now I can't perfect dodge him, because he's got that stupid wind weapon. Give me another Hudson Puzzle meal. That'll work perfectly. Oh no, I think I just overate my speed meal. Yeah, that stupid wind gust. Every time I try to perfect dodge, he just blows me down the mountain farther. So this is no fun. So if you're in a situation like this, I guess you just gotta bow and arrow him. Get him frozen. Keep him frozen. Oh, the thing's finally breaking? I have had that forever. Long throw. So just in case y'all have been wondering, like, this whole time, exactly what my absolute, hands down, least favorite weapon bump is, you might be thinking durability, and you'd be, you know, right to say so. And honestly, I hate that too. But even more so, I cannot stand that long throw. That does nothing for me. That might as well just be a blank weapon. Alright guys, so from here, I'm going to head... Actually, it's time for another map overview since I got some pins back. There's another cave right about here I'm going to be hitting. Now this is part of the quest line. Some of the storyline is in here, a couple of NPCs. On the way to finding Tulin there. There's another cave down here that actually isn't attached to that at all. But that's where that area is where I can show you how to make ice chew jelly. And there's also a side quest there. We can get some rupees out of the deal. Got a Korok seed right there. I think our shrine is right down about here somewhere. Bad boy nest right here that I'll be interested in as well. Alright, so first things first, right over to this cave. Here I am, running in the snow again. It'll be nighttime here in about 3 minutes. Actually, 4. The speed boost starts at 9 p.m., so... that'll help a little bit. Alright guys, as I mentioned, some NPCs in here. Feel free to speak to them. Now, I always am very mindful of looting, you know, fish and whatnot. Now, there's a fishing pond here. So, you know, I normally take the time to burn the vines here. And then I normally take the time to toss in a shock fruit. And then I normally, you know, realize I'm standing too close to said shock fruit. And I normally find out I'm wasting fairies and or I was actually out of fairies and killed myself. I just wanted to explain why I was standing really, really far away from that pond. I am not going to let that happen again. And if it ever does, I'll remember I made this video and I said that, and I'll try to make a blooper video out of the deal. If you have to admit defeat, you might as well have fun with it. Alright guys, so once you get to this updraft cave, go ahead and hop down here. There's going to be another pool. Some more fishing to do as well. But I'm really in here for the gemstones and the mushrooms. Now if you can get 10 chill shrooms, that side quest I mentioned for the 50 rupees, you can actually do that, you know, without even having to go into the cave. But unfortunately, I don't think I have anywhere near 10 yet. So I'm going to have to go into the cave to, you know, fulfill his requirement of 10. And then go back all the way out through the cave, back to the beginning, to hand them the mushrooms and finish the quest. So now that I'm saying all that out loud, I kind of wished I had hit some mushrooms on the way over here to make sure I had 10 going into that. Alright guys, now be careful. There's a whole bunch of, you know, spiny vines here, I guess I'll call them. So that updraft can kind of be a trick. Uh-oh. Silver freaking Horriblin. I forgot about Horriblins when I was mentioning silver enemies. Apparently I got those too. Ooh, topaz. Nice. I really need a rock hammer. Guess that's gonna have to do. Okay, so I got my stealth on. Wait, he came to find me anyway. Huh. So as long as he's not on the ceiling, you should be able to freeze him. The trick is his feet have to be on the ground. If they're not, he'll just, you know, fall down and unfreeze himself. Whoops. So the name of the game is Don't Let Him Stand Up. Or try not to let him stand up. Now it's going to happen anyway. And if you can get him in the water... I know I don't have a pond right under me, but, you know, if there's water around, that'll auto-kill him if he goes in the water. Did that spear really just fall all the way down there? Oh, check that out. The updraft is actually catching it. Oh, they're making me work for this one. Is that my silver horrible horn? Oh, okay. I suppose I should make sure I actually picked that up. I did. Long throw! I'll long throw you right back in the water. Sometimes I swear I think the Switch is listening. Funny how, you know, my hatred of the long throw keeps seeming to spawn more and more long throw. I love long throw. The more long throw I get, the happier I'll be. Alright guys, now notice I tossed a shock fruit into the water there, but it actually killed all the fish. So I just wanted to point that out because I have a bad habit of forgetting about that, and I just keep throwing the fruit in there, and it's really an unnecessary waste of fruit, so I'm getting better, you know, rehab and all, but thought I'd go ahead and point that out for y'all so you can save your shock fruits. Okay, now there are some pine cones, so just in case you're in need to do a real good campfire and updraft here, go ahead and break those barrels open. Toss one into the fire. Wow, have I not used pine cones yet? Apparently not. Okay, now from this point there's two ways out, and I'm going to go back the way of the vines. And reason being is we got our bubble frog back here. He just jumped out of my way. You should be able to get an updraft, but it's kind of dangerous in here with all the spiky stuff. So do that at your own risk. And I really need a rock hammer. Normally I find just junk weapons laying around. Not so much today. And then when I can find the junk weapon, then I seem to have trouble finding a rock. Okay guys, so just go ahead and climb your way up from there. And that should get you to where you need to go to get out. And there's another NPC in here, and talking to him will actually update the quest, which is confusing to me. Because I purposefully haven't talked to him in the past just to test, you know, to see if it would clear the quest, and it did. Tulin was standing right where he should have been. So, you know, I just know through that you don't have to talk to this guy if you really don't want to. But if you do, there is more storyline there, and he will update the quest. Now, I don't know if that does anything, you know, for you folks that are trying to 100% the game. You know, now that I'm actually thinking about that out loud, you might want to talk to all these NPCs on the way up. Because, you know, sometimes I haven't 100%ed this game yet, so I don't know if something like that would cause that to fall short. You know, it would be considered not complete. And then, you know, you can't go back through and do the quest all over again, so you would just be stuck. So yeah, just to play it safe, you might want to go ahead and talk to everybody along the way. Alright guys, now if you got lucky like me and there's a sky chunk laying around, feel free to pick that sucker up. And you can use that to hold the sign up. If that's not laying there like it was for me, there's a boulder sitting right here. You can use that also. I wouldn't use the snowballs. Those things are a nightmare. They roll around. Your shield melts them. It's just not fun. Alright, once you've satisfied President Hudson's constituents there is a bad boy nest over here that I'm interested in. And the loot is actually pretty bad here, but since I've got royal weapon drops in my game, he should have a royal bow. He does. Awesome! I love me my royal bows. Now this treasure chest here, that's just a swallow bow. And I haven't found a purpose for swallow bows in this game like I did in Breath of the Wild yet. You know, like in Breath of the Wild, you could get the swallow bow and a diamond. If you broke your Great Eagle bow, you could replace it that way. Here, I'm not quite sure why it's in the game. Getting harder and harder to decide. That's probably going to break soon anyway. Hot dog, I'll take it. I love me my attack power up. I guess that will be my burner bow. Because nobody wants durability. Wait, can I make a rock hammer? No, I cannot. I don't think a torch would last very long either. Alright folks, so show you on the map where I'm at. That's where we popped out of our cave there. We entered way back here somewhere. And I don't really think there's anything else along the way except for that cave I mentioned with the ice water. But before I hop down there, I'm going to grab this korok seed and do the other stuff on top of that hilltop over there. Grab that shrine. And the bad boy nest. And I think there's another korok seed up there too anyway. Alright, once we got our good friend the korok seed out of the way, right across the way here. Now this nest is a bit of a doozy. I think there's an ice archer here. Yeah, so you're going to want to deal with him right away. And again, try not to shoot the fruit, or in that case it was chew jelly. Ah, cool. Uh-oh, did he unfreeze? He did unfreeze. Not bad, not bad. I normally really only get the attack power up on these. But, you know, it's still a pretty good weapon. Bone attack up. That's probably pushing, you know, 50 or so. So just about as good as one of those, only durability is much, much better, of course. And, of course, you can eat the attack power meal on top of that. Oh, check that out. There's another one. There we go. Now, guys, okay, I got to point this out. Attack power, or excuse me, the bone attack up is an 80% bump. You eat an attack power meal on top of that, it does another 50%, and that all stacks. So the multiplier is about 2.7 on that weapon when you do bone attack up suit and attack power meal. High level, of course. And guys, that's every bit as good as a Savage Lionel bow. Difference is it's in one concentrated shot. So that's why I absolutely stock these weapons, and you'll see me absolutely use them throughout my walkthrough. It's just a real good hard-hitting bow. And again, I like the fact that there's no spread. So, you know, you don't have to worry about being so close that all three arrows hit. Or, you know, wondering if all three arrows are going to hit. As long as you hit your target with the one arrow, all that damage is put into it. Alright, folks, so enough babbling about that. I just get really excited about bone attack up in this game. Because we earned it. Alright, so from here, I guess I'm really just going to go ahead and get my ice enemies. Now this is a good time to put on your unfreezable set bonus if you happen to have it. If not, that's okay. You know, you can just toss some fire fruit out there and problem solved. Oh yeah, check that out. I just got a freaking sapphire. That's the main reason I like to take the time to kill these guys. Is it's not so much the KO credit. It's not much. It's probably like killing a batch or something. But that occasional sapphire drop. Since I tend to go through them, you know, for ice shield making. But also, likewise, when you're in the volcano region, the ones that are glowing red, like they're lava or on fire, they'll drop rubies. Now, I haven't found electric ones, so I don't think topaz is a thing. Alright, just to show you the map where I'm at this point, I'm going to go ahead and that Korok seed, and we'll fly right... Oh, check that out. I just activated my travel gate. But golly, that's awful far away. There's no way I'd make it. It's 3:30 in the morning. That means I got a minute and a half. Those things to spawn at 5 a.m., so... Bye-bye, shiny. And Breath of the Wild, I used to keep speed elixirs in my inventory at all times, specifically so I could haul butt anytime I saw a star fragment. Okay, feel free to bust those barrels open if you want. There are some more... what are those called? Pine cones. Probably a couple of pieces of flint over there I left behind as well. Alright, Korok seed out of the way. It is cave diving time. So again, if I had my 10 chill shrooms, I'd be able to do this right now, but I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm going to try anyway, just because I can. Ask him about the cave. He says he wants 10. Okay, I don't have it done yet. Otherwise, I would have had the option that said, is this enough, or something along those lines. Okay, but I got 10 now, so I'm actually going to go do that now so I don't have to go back across this lake twice. Because I want to ascend, but I want to do that on the other side of the cave. So not a bad little trade-off there. 10 chill shrooms for 50 rupees. Alright guys, now this is ice water in here, so this cave is not climate controlled. So, you know, if I take my ruby shield off, I'll absolutely start taking cold damage. Likewise, if you jump into that water, it'll damage you, and guys, it'll damage you fast. So, you know, be ready to rock and roll with heart replenishment if you're going to swim for it. Okay, but what I really like to do while I'm here... Now, any ice water will do the same job. It doesn't have to be this cave. It can be ice water anywhere in the game. The bad thing is, normally when you find ice water, it's like a fast-flowing river. So, you know, you throw your chew jelly in there, and then it gets away from you before you can pick it up. That's no fun. And I actually discovered during my dry run video that you can throw more than 10 out. I thought there was a 10 limit. And guys, I must have just assumed that from Breath of the Wild, because in Breath of the Wild, you throw 10 things out, then they start despawning. Tears of the Kingdom here, I was able to go past 10 and nothing despawned. So I've tried 15 and it worked. And I'm kind of afraid to go past 15. But, you know, that'll speed the process up a little bit, knowing you can toss more out there than just 10 at a time. Now, in case you're wondering why I'm changing all of my jelly, it's because this is my ice arrow ammunition, so I absolutely, you know, just cook whatever I've got. Now, if I do need to change it back for whatever the reason, that can be done. So, you know, if I'm in need of fire chew jelly for a suit upgrade, or, you know, electric chew jelly even for that matter, you can actually remake all that jelly. For the flame, you just toss the ice chew jelly out onto a campfire. Now don't throw it like this, that'll put the campfire out. Toss them out the way I'm doing it here with the water. And, you know, when they make contact with the fire, they'll turn back into fire chew jelly. And with electric, I usually just like to throw them into water, not ice water, but regular water. And you can throw, you know, a shock fruit out there, and that'll electrify them all, thus turning them into shock jelly. Alright guys, so here you can either toss ice fruit out, or, you know, ice chew jelly. But keep in mind, you're going to have to keep your ruby shield on, so that'll melt that. So, you know, you can throw those out in a row and just kind of walk across, but I just like to do one and, you know, save a little bit of damage, but I'll just go ahead and eat heart replenishment here as I go. Since I keep getting these otherwise worthless President Hudson meals, it works out for me. Hello, Earthlings. This is Future Link. I'm here from the future, so I brought Tulin with me. I came back in time because I totally forgot about the bubble frog. You see, it's really well hidden, and there's icicles in the way. So even if you're looking right up here, you don't know it exists. But in the future, we can see things in the past that we missed. So now that we've got our bubble gem, it's time for me to go back to the future. Alright folks, so once again you got a loot spot in here. Some more mushrooms, more gemstones, but more importantly, this is my ascend point. No topaz that time. So right about where this campfire is should do it. And that'll give us a good head start climbing up the giant mountain here to get to Tulin. Now he is actually right smack dab at the top of this mountain peak. And folks, there's another korok seed here in the tree as well. Now there should be another ice enemy. Oh, before we do that, sidetrack, side mission. Right over here somewhere, guys, there's a boss Bobkin, a straight up boss Bobkin. He doesn't level, so he will stay red your whole game. And that's important to mention because the game progresses so fast. These guys start getting hard to find. And once again, you know, I'm talking about suit upgrades. This can be another sticking point, is his horn. So, you know, take the time to mark your maps. This is the second one I believe we found in my game. And now for the life of me, I can't remember where I got the first one. But I said the same thing at the time. You know, make sure you kill him, mark the map. And after every blood moon, you can go back around the map and re-kill those. Thus, you know, getting the monster parts you need for suit upgrades. That's it right there. Boss Bobkin Horn. Ah, check it out. Rock Hammer. Couple of them, actually. Alright, so from here now, I'm going to make my way top side. Feel free to melt this ice and kill the Bobkin if you'd like, but it is just a red Bobkin with no good weapons. It really sucked wasting 2 fire fruits to find that out. Okay, so I think my other rock monster is here. Yep. And you can actually also do it this way with a shield. It didn't actually work. Normally that works. Okay, don't forget about your korok seed on atop the Christmas tree here. And this tree should look familiar. This is the whole the Bird in the Mountain quest from Breath of the Wild. And they kind of tell you to go climb the tree and you'll see it. And I spent like an hour and a half on this tree and I never did see it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Matter of fact, I wonder if it's still there. It's over here somewhere. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. Alright guys, there is Tulin as promised. Alright folks, once you go ahead and accept Tulin's quest line here where he wants you to get his bow back. The power of the sneeze, guys. I love the sneeze. This thing really helps in flight. It extends your range with whatever stamina you've got. And it maintains a horizontal travel flow. So, you know, not only does it increase your stamina distance, but it keeps your elevation higher at the same time. Not only that, I just find it handy, you know, certain fights. I get that sideways wind gust going, and then I can do some more bow and arrow in the air. Matter of fact, I've gotten so used to having him when I reload a new game, or I go back to Breath of the Wild, and, you know, he's not there anymore. It's kind of crappy. Man, I really don't want to waste weapons on this guy. But Tulin ain't gonna do it, so I guess I gotta do it myself. Come on, Tulin. You can do it. Come on, Tulin. What are you doing, bro? Maybe if I just stand here and get hit, Tulin will do it? Yeah, okay. So I guess to get Tulin to do his job, you gotta stand still and leave yourself vulnerable to attack. That's good to know, yeah. Alright folks, so once you get a surprise appearance from Justin Bieber here once again, you are good to go and Tulin is now your friend. Now guys, I'm going to go ahead and break video here. I hope that helped you all out. When we come back, you know, I kind of want to do this all in one video, but guys, I've tried a few times now and it's like a 2.5 hour long ordeal, so I just, you know, I did it in 2 hours at one point, but that was really rushing through and I missed a few things along the way. So, yeah, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and call it good here. So with that being said, that includes this installment of the Tulin Adventure. Folks, if you enjoyed the video, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment. When we come back, we'll be getting up to the Wind Temple, aka to be continued of the Tulin Adventure.